Welcome to our learning unit on dementia and ethical principles. So by the end of this module, you're going to be able to differentiate among the predominantly four different types of dementia. That includes Alzheimer's disease, vascular, or also called multi-infarct dementia, frontotemporal dementia, and dementia with Lewy bodies. You're going to be able to not only differentiate and know the symptoms, etc., of dementia, but you're going to be able to integrate the specific ethical principles while providing care for those with dementia and care for those with dementia and their caregivers. And verbalize what are the scientific underpinnings of Alzheimer's disease and dementia with Lewy bodies. What is going on physiologically? And we're going to get into genes and all sorts of things with dementia. So you're going to start by reading this chapter. So this is not in your textbook. This is a chapter on ethical principles. And it's important that you understand the different ethical principles in healthcare, and we are going to integrate those principles as we care for our patients. And many of you already integrate those principles while you care for your patients. So this is the reading assignment, but it also, you're going to see some of the materials covered on the quiz. So as far as understanding the different types of dementia, I've gone over the four different types. Here's an article that will help you further your knowledge of each one of these types. And then a brief document regarding communicating with someone with dementia. What's the best ways to communicate? The do's and don'ts kind of deal. And then types of dementia is a link. You can see that's a web link. And it is going to take you to a site that gives great information on the different types of dementia. So I ask that you look at the site and let's get back here. And you're going to review the information on Lewy body dementia, and then you choose at least one other main type of dementia that you're going to look at. So, but make sure that everybody is reviewing this one site, because there may be questions on the quiz that you're going to want to answer. So either look at that, or you will look at that. I mean, that is the goal. And then you can choose from frontotemporal or vascular dementia. And a relatively new article, and it's a randomized controlled trial that demonstrates a connection between loneliness, or also called social isolation, and Alzheimer's. And you're going to see that loneliness, as the article says, can absolutely increase significantly the risk of developing dementia in the older adult. So, and it goes in, as I try to include in any discussion, it goes in a bit to the physiological changes. What is it that loneliness brings and changes physiologically that increases the risk of dementia? And we're going to see that loneliness, like stress, increases inflammation in our bodies. And one last thing that I just want to make sure everybody is aware of is that there is genetic testing for Alzheimer's. But where do we stand? How good is it? Who should be tested? Those kind of things. But we are looking at one specific gene, and that's the APOE E4. So you'll read on that. The quiz is going to take into account the information above. And so please make sure you've completed all of the readings and looking at the websites before sitting down to take the quiz. You will have 2 attempts to complete this quiz. The next thing is dementia videos. Now, there are 3 that I have posted here that really help. Like here, how Alzheimer's changes the brain. I found this to be very informative in less than 4 minutes. The science of Lewy body dementia. And Robin Williams died from Lewy body dementia. Or died with Lewy body dementia, I should say. So what is these videos will also help out. This is a little longer one, and it's a video that I have gotten through our library system. So when you click on Canopy and click on the specific video, when I click on it, it opens right to the video. But if you may have to put in your Mercyhurst user name and password in order. So when you click on it, it may ask you for that first. And then there's 2 optional videos, but these are both really helpful too. So as far as Alzheimer's research, these were both done, I believe, in the UK. So more informative information about the science regarding dementia. And then there's the discussion board. And after reviewing all of this information, I want you to answer this one question. It's like a case study, and it has you experiencing that you're a home care nurse. What you're going to see within this is that you're going to integrate the ethical principles of autonomy, respect for dignity, and veracity in your professional response to Sarah and Paul. So you can read through this and then answer that discussion board. And what I have here is the mid-semester evaluation. As you notice on your syllabus, there is a mid-semester evaluation that you can earn 10 points with. There's 2 questions, and it's just put out there to help you help me. So how can I improve this course? What's working for you and what's not working for you in this course? Those are the 2 questions. And I appreciate your feedback, and I want to take your feedback, and we use the feedback from the end of course evaluations, the idea survey. But by then you've already completed it. So I like to ask for your feedback during the semester so that I can go ahead and make any changes that I can make based on your feedback to make a difference for you, to improve the course for you. It's called continuous quality improvement. So this is worth 10 points. I'll give you 10 points if you've answered both questions, whether or not I like what you have to say. So I say that in a very positive manner. Please be honest. It's hard to evaluate a course for your professor who's grading you. I realize that, and I respect you and respect that difficulty. But I do appreciate your feedback. So you can go ahead and say everything's going good, nothing's going wrong. If you feel most comfortable, you'll still earn that 10 points as long as you respond. But I do ask that you critically look at the course and offer any good feedback that you have. The last thing is the scholarly paper. Now, no, don't panic. This is not due at the end of this learning unit, which is learning unit 7. It is due at the end of week 10. But let me just click on, this is a link that you would find on the assignment tab. But I wanted to get everybody thinking about this because you are going to have a chance to catch up with your other classwork and enjoy a spring break next week and come back kind of a bit refreshed. This will be due week 10. So let's look at what's going to happen. When you click on the link, you're going to see that there's a video where I go through and I explain to you what the scholarly paper is all about. But what you're going to see here is that there's instructions, a grading rubric, there's some sources of information as far as the APA information, because this is a scholarly paper, so you know what that means is that you're going to begin or continue your use of APA format. Everyone might be a little bit different with your knowledge on APA information. So one thing I do recommend is there's good sources online. That's great. There's also a phenomenal source that if you can go ahead and order and get, it's by Houghton and Houghton. Houghton and Houghton are the two authors, and it's APA the Easy Way. It is a small little book that really gets to the meat and potatoes of APA formatting, both in-text citation and referencing. It is extremely helpful, and it is extremely inexpensive. I do know that the bookstore carries them, but you can also find it on Amazon, used copy, and you can get it for like usually under $15. And what I really would like is for you, APA the Easy Way does have the APA for the 7th edition. But whether you're using an older book or not, as long as you're beginning to really build your expertise in APA, that's great. I see a few of you already in the discussion boards are doing very well with APA, and others are relatively new to it. So there'll be links there, and then when you're completed, you can complete your scholarly paper. So I'm not going to go through all the specifics because that's why I have this video, the instructions, your grading rubric. Please, please, please always look at the grading rubric because that is what I use to grade your paper. So you want to make sure that your paper meets exactly the requirements according to the grading rubric. So double check that always on any assignment. Double check your grading rubric. So that's it for now, and it's a lot of information, especially on dementia, but it's little snippets of information. So you might want to take a few notes or print out that one. Let's see if we can get back to it. Print out, if you have an opportunity, the types of dementia, because, or I'm sorry, print out the understanding the types of dementia. Print out this one, because when you open on that, it has a infographic. You have to make it a little larger. And it has the types of dementia, the 4 main types, symptoms of those 4 main types, age of diagnosis, etc. So this, if you print this one document out, you can take little notes maybe into the side, as far as when you're talking about dementia with Lewy bodies. You can maybe highlight the visual hallucinations that are a part of this. So as you're going through, if you have little notes on this, it may be very helpful. But this is a nice 1-page source. Not that this is enough. I think everything builds on it, but I think that might be a good way to go through all that material and videos, and you can jot down some extra notes with that. So that's my tip of the learning unit, and have a great week.